Robert, I look at CrowdStrike and I think of SEAL Team 6, right? But that's not all you all do. You obviously do that and much more. Give us a top line as to what do you see out there?
Sure. Thank you very much. So maybe a couple of things to mention off the top, just environmentally. The threat environment that we track and our visibility covers really a lot of entities in the public sector, both in the .mil space and in the .gov, as well as a lot of customers in the private sector. We're seeing a ton of threats really coming from all places, in particular from China and all the stakeholders that we talk to across the board from those customer sets, plus policymakers and other stakeholders in the community, really focused on China in particular and the threats from there. There's been a lot of concern over targeting a critical infrastructure and telecommunications, and obviously all of us that focus on public sector missions are really concerned about continuity for those services. Another imperative, and this is something that's fairly common throughout time and space with public sector missions, is that people are concerned about efficiencies, and we've really seen a doubling down of that over the last number of months. People thinking about how can we get more serious about retiring legacy programs and bringing in new capabilities that will make everyone's job more straightforward to be able to meet those threats. So a few things that we find are most resonant right now, both from the standpoint of meeting those threats and also driving those efficiencies, are one, really getting serious about threat intelligence and threat hunting to make sure that you, as an operator, have the best perspective possible to see when a serious threat actor is targeting you, and have an informed set of decisions you can make about how to react to that, just based on the constraints within your specific mission set. And then also looking at protecting identities in a way which is much more sophisticated. Threat actors are increasingly leveraging identity-based attacks. They're moving away from the use of malware. They're compromising identities to get to key resources, exploiting those. So a lot of interest in new identity solutions. And then finally, just how to drive AI at some of these problems. So at CrowdStrike, we've been leveraging AI for 14 years from the standpoint of having ML-informed detections and prevention. But obviously, there's a lot of interest right now in LLMs and being able to make the use of cybersecurity tools that have a lot of sophisticated capabilities more accessible to people that might not have quite as much training, and just to make everyone's job easier to meet those threats.